Hello student.
Welcome to 9th Standard History. We are studying Chapter 3 India's Internal Challenges. In the previous lecture, we have studied Naxalite movement, the Naxalism. In this next part, we are going to study the communalism. Communalism is a serious threat to the unity of our country. So it breaks the unity. It doesn't keep the trust among the people. Communalism emerges out of narrow religious pride. It is that someone feels that our religion is great and someone's is inferior and ours is superior. So this feeling gives rise to communalism. The British sowed the seed of communalism in our country. So their main aim was to break the unity of the people, and then rule it. So by using this, they sowed the seed of communalism among the people. People of different religion have happily lived together since many centuries. Earlier in our country, many centuries people lived together happily. But ever since Britishers came, they destroyed this happiness, peace, and there is no mutual understanding among the people, no trust. The seed was sown by Britishers. But when this pride becomes excessive, then it turns into bigotry. So, excessive pride gives rise to communalism, that my religion is greater and yours is inferior, ours is superior, we are superior, you are inferior. This gives rise to communalism. Each one then begins to consider their religion superior and others inferior. This leads to religious fanaticism. Fanaticism means kattartavad, that is rigidness, that we are the great, ours is the greater religion, ours is superior and others are inferior. So this fanaticism is created among the society, among the people. Fanaticism is the base of communalism. It makes one oblivious of national interest. So for the people, they feel that national interest is later on. First, the religion. So two things are mixed up over here, the national interest and the religion, but both are two different things. People of different religion don't trust each other. So I told you that distrust is developed. People don't trust each other. They become suspicious of each other, doubtful, suspicious. Competitors following different religions are looked at as enemies. So although they were living earlier very friendly way, happily they were living together, now they consider that they are enemies of each other. even commensality or coming together on festivals become rare. As a result, it becomes difficult for everybody to come together and get organized for their demands and rights as citizens. And this is what Britishers wanted, that Indian people should not come together, should not demand their rights, their freedom. They should not demand for freedom. This is what they wanted, and therefore divide and rule policy they followed. So this helped them to grow their kingdom in India. Fanaticism makes the perspective of looking at events and people prejudice. So prejudice mind, the everything is seen with prejudice mind. Some people begins to think of economic and social questions also in the framework of their religion. So economy and social issues are nothing to do with religion, but people's mind setup is already set up, and therefore they see this problem also, that is economic problem, social problem also, from that religious setup of mind. So some people of all religions think that since they belong to a particular religion, they have no influence in politics. So that is what the thinking is, that just because I am of this particular religion, minority religion, and therefore I don't get access to politics, or even he is in politics, he doesn't get those benefits which the other gets. That is the feeling of insecurity he feels over there, feeling of injustice has been done over there. They begin to believe that they are being treated unjustly. They hold the idea that government is partial against their religion. So that is the most important thing, that government is also partial towards us. Government is doing the partiality. Just because our religion we are looked down on. They hold the idea that government is partial against their religion. In such a condition, they become too sensitive about their religion and their coexistence. So they become sensitive about it. Any small thing happens, they think from that point of view and immediately fights, and then it becomes bigger, and then riots takes place, and so on. So that is not healthy at all. If anybody speaks about the people of their religion or insult the religious symbols knowingly or unknowingly, riots breaks out. Yes, I told you that riots breaks out because of this kind of thinking, that is narrow mindedness. The thinking is rigid, the thinking is cutter, that what we think is only right and our religion is great. This, because of this feeling, the riot breaks. And then what happens when the riot breaks is hundreds of innocent people are killed. Public property worth crores of rupees is damaged. Public peace is destroyed. No trust is there. No one wants to go out. Everyone looks at each other with suspicion due to the bitter memories of the riots. people are entrusted from each other, and mutual trust receives a setback. Oh my god. So the trust receives setback means no trust among each other, although you are staying in same lane, same gully, or even close to each other's house, but just because your religion is different, there is no trust. And then because of no trust, we don't even like to have communication on, even there is no financial exchange, and no business is being done among those people. So this is the bad sign, that is because of lack of trust. Trust between people is the basis of coexistence. When we are living together, we must have trust on each other, but here the very trust is been broken, sabotaged. If trust breaks, social unity receives a blow. When trust is broken, there is no social unity. Then, how can national unity be achieved without social unity? It is but obvious. Hence, it is necessary, my dear friend, that we all counter this religious communalism with all our strength. We have to overcome this religious communalism from our heart, from our mind, from our soul, totally destroy it. Then only there would be unity, there would be harmony in the society. For this, we should mix with people. So the solution is given, my dear student. What step we have to take? Number one, for this, we should mix up with people of different religion. Freely mix up, not keeping any grudges, pride, prejudices in our mind. Number two, we should accept the good practices and ideas of each other. So whatever is good, we must practice. Number three, we should be able to look at and understand our economic and social problem rationally. So not by the strength, but rationally. Rationally means by our knowledge, by our thinking. Thinking rationally means with critical thinking, not in the negative sense but the positive sense, that we must think over the problems and try to negotiate it, try to solve it peacefully. Next, we should not mix this question with religion. That is very, very important, that religion is different, social issues are different, economy is different. So all different things we are bringing under the religious head, which is totally wrong. So religion is different than social and economic problems. We should search for the economic, political and historical reasons that are responsible for disturbing religious harmony. So we have to search, keep on searching, what is there which keeps the unity, which keeps the disunity among the people, what breaks the unity. We should search for the economic, political or historical reasons that are responsible for disturbing religious harmony. So we have to find out this, and once we find out, try to overcome it. This is the only way to put an end to communalism and strengthen national unity. So, few solutions are given over here, and if we really go by it, then there won't be fanaticism in our society where we live in our country, and there would be peace in the country, and peace is very important. Peace within and peace outside is very important. So my dear student, we have studied communalism, fanaticism, and how to solve this problem of distrust, solve to and and make people come together, unite together, and overcome the overcome the problems of communalism by establishing peace, trust on each other. So that's all, my dear friend. Today we have completed communalism. In the next lecture we are going to study the regionalism. So till then, goodbye, have a nice time, bye bye.